talk cam or not to talk cam? That is the question. Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back. My name's Simon. This is Pan Life. All right, so I've got a dilemma on my hands. So I'm thinking about a stage 2 upgrade on the Sport Glide. So not that I'm unhappy with it, right? It's important to note, right? But you know, the wife's Sportster, you know, with the Vance and Hines, yeah, does sound good. Does sound good. But, and I have a number of questions I'm going to put to you, YouTube, for advice. So stick with me, right? There's some revelations as we go through this video, so stick with me. Around my thought processes, some of the information I've received, and where I think I'm going to go. All right, so let's start at the beginning, right? Okay, I'm happy with it, right? I've got the air cleaner, right? The Scream Needle air cleaner, the primitive alt version, so you know, the stealth mode, right? Happy, tick. Now, I've been looking at finishing the stage 1 with an exhaust. Choices are thin. So, Cobra, Pisani, I'll make a slip-on, right? Not massively expensive, you know, 400 quid, something like that, right? But it requires a delete of the O2 sensor on the rear, as there's a 21 onwards, right? You know, emissions, you know. And there's no cat. Well, not to my knowledge, anyway. I don't think there is. I think they're straight through. So, I'm not exactly keen of decatting, right? I've got to try to save the planet a little bit at a time, right? And I know this is kind of, you know, hypocritical, right? Yeah, combustion engines. I got, you know, there's 4 motorcycles in this garage, 2 cars on the drive, and so on, right? But, right, I'll feel better if I don't decat it. I've looked at the S&S Street. That's a lot of money. A couple of thousand, right? For an exhaust. No, I don't want to spend that. It is not worth the investment, right? Let me give you that, right? Sound at a couple of £1,000 at this climate, I don't think it's worth it, right? So I thought to myself, well, stage 2 will probably change the tone, right, of the exhaust, right? From what I know, and from what I've seen, and what I heard, right? So we'll look at that. I kind of discounted the Harley Street Cannon simply because A, it's expensive, and then you know, like what, 800-900 quid. Then they want you to spend another 100 on a little bit of metal tin. And I'm thinking, I've already got one of those on the OEM, but it won't fit, right? So, yeah, Harley machine. But here's what it is, right? So I thought about it, and I discounted it. For performance, do a EU5 slip-on. It's a bit shorter. Stops about the axle on the back. But again, it's not cheap, right? So, and it's got a removable DB killer and so on. Import duties, you know, I'm expecting it to be over 1,000, right? So it comes out of Italy, I think. So yeah, choices are slim. Cobra 909s, Pisani's, you know, and so on, right? What do? Rocked into my local Harley dealership and inquired about the price of a stage 2 cam, torque cam. First question there was, have you got a stage 1? I said, well, I'm halfway to stage 1. Oh, you need to finish that, right? I was like, are you sure? Can you check? Can I have a stage 2? And here's a controversial bit, YouTube. Can I have a stage 2 cam with an OEM slip-on? Initially, the guy at the counter says, no. I said, are you sure? And he went, I'll go ask. So off he went into the workshop. A few minutes later, and I could see some head scratching going on out the back. A few minutes later, he comes back. He says, well, the consensus is Probably, but we just need to check with Power Vision. Have they got a tune? Because they're going to put a Power Vision tune on with the stage 2. Well, that's where they're going now. So 200 quid fee a year with your stage 2 for the tune. So they'll have to inquire with Power Vision. Definitive answer, apparently. Right, okay. No tune, no can do. I've got to go exhaust. Right, off a ride with a promise. A couple of days later, I'm going to get a phone call. And sure enough, a couple of days later, I got a phone call. And the response was, as I expected. Absolutely, they have a tune, Torque Cam, on the 107 with the OEM exhaust. Happy days, right? Controversial. I'm sure there are many out here who are going to completely disagree with that, right? But what's the worst that can happen? Honestly, right? So, you know, what's the worst? Nothing's going to go wrong on this, right? You know, and there are other things, right? And good examples where Harley have reused exhausts with different displacements. The 107 to the 114, the 2x2, the 107 standard and the street bob, exactly the same part numbers. I looked, right? Examples where, back to my point, Harley are using universal parts across the manufacturing process, right? And I get it, right? You know, a 2x1 is a bit different to the 2x2. But when you look at the 2x2, the outlet is tiny, right? It's like what, 15 mil across, something like that. And then, okay, going to double that up, but it's a significantly larger diameter hole on the back of that OEM 2x1 than probably the combined 2x2s, right? For the same sort of displacement. So throughput, I'm sure, and I'm sure there's lots of technical reasons out there. People are going to come up with why you can't, you shouldn't, etc., etc. But I'm keen to hear the comments. I'm keen to start the debate, all right? Let me know what you think, YouTube. Stage 2 Torque Cam, Power Vision tune, OEM exhaust, high flow air cleaner. Right, that's it for today.